Please, Your Lordship. On 3rd of April, Your Lordship was pleased to issue the notice. We have deposited the requisite process fee within time,
देखो
but I
भाई
believe it's
सर्विस का क्या है?
Sir, as per Indian Postal Code, 1 and 2 को रिपोर्ट फिट किया है कंफर्म डिलीवरी.
ठीक है सर. 1 and 2 कौन है?
one is the state and second is the complainant, the
Okay.
beat officer.
जी परिहार जी
Case diary is available, Lordship.
है
Case diary is available.
अवेलेबल, बताएं सर.
Lordship, in this particular case, there are 8 accused. The list of accused is at page 35.
This is by one Mukesh Kumar Sharma only.
I am accused number 2, Mukesh Kumar Sharma, who was positioned as the sub-area manager, come the deputy general manager of those particular mines where the event has occurred. The offences which have been
area manager come
deputy general manager.
deputy general manager.
Lordship, there is a organizational structure also.
Fine, fine. What are the allegations, sir?
Allegations are that, Lordship, during the process of mining, what happens is that adjoining areas may develop a crack. A crack is one may say that it's a door of a hell, and it works two way. One is that the gas may come to the upper surface, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide may come to the upper surface, and on the other side, if there is a rainy season, then the water may seep into the mine and the mine may collapse. The people working, my men who are 300, 400 men who are working in the mine may die. So the filling of crack in a mining process is a 24-hour job. One has to oversee whether a crack is being developed and whether it is being regularly filled or not. Lordship, to demonstrate it more particularly, I would like to refer to the map.
Annexure.
Map is at page 43.
Annexure.
This must be Lordship Annexure 1,
Hmm.
page 43. If I may.
नहीं, मिल जाएगा, मिल जाएगा. जी.
Lordship, this is the map of the place where the event has occurred. On the top, if your Lordship may see, there's a serial number 16. From 16, 15, 14, 13, 12 till serial number 2, which is on the left hand of your Lordship. The left hand is the mining area. The enclosed area is the forest area.
नहीं, there is one line, zigzag line starting from 2 to 16, right?
Yes, from
So
2 to 16.
Now there is some land on the left side of this line, and there
Yes.
is a land on the right side of this line.
Yes.
So you are referring to which side, sir?
On the left hand side, this is the area where the mining is being taken place.
And where the incident or accident took place?
This is the covered area is the forest land, and where the event has taken place. In the legend, your Lordship may look at the bottom.
So first
of
of
the
all,
page.
tell me whether it is on the left side of this line or right side.
On the right side of the.
Right side of the
Yes.
line. मैं left side में भूल जाता हूँ, right side. Right.
I'm showing this because these are adjoining areas. अगल बगल है.
नहीं सर, देखिए आपको पूरा अच्छे से मालूम है, तो आपको लग रहा होगा कि भाई यू आर एबल टू कन्विंस. मुझे कुछ नहीं मालूम है अबाउट दिस ड्राइंग, तो आई मे पुट सम इररेलेवेंट क्वेश्चंस, तो उसको बताइएगा. अब इसमें राइट साइड में कुछ डॉटेड लाइंस हैं और कुछ अनडॉटेड लाइंस हैं
जी.
तो अब मुझे और कट शॉर्ट करने के लिए कि दैट वेयर द एक्सीडेंट टुक प्लेस, ये डॉटेड लाइंस के आसपास का है कि कहीं ये जो अनडॉटेड लाइंस के आसपास है?
Lordship, in this page, there's a heading Sanket. Sanket has all the description की dotted line क्या दर्शा रहा है, और जहाँ पे नाली खोदी गई है, वो सबसे नीचे आप देखेंगे at the bottom of the page, वहाँ पे जो hard line में है,
वहाँ वही अनडॉटेड लाइंस, ये नाली खोदी गई है.
हाँ, नहीं, dotted line is not the नाली.
अनडॉटेड लाइंस.
हाँ, अनडॉटेड लाइन जो हार्ड लाइंस हैं,
तो ये राइट साइड पे है.
हाँ, जो सीरियल नंबर 11, 12 के बीच में से जो डायग्राम आ रहा है.
हाँ, राइट, समझ गया.
So
SCL SECL is underground mine also.
हैं?
SECL, South
हाँ.
Asian Coalfield Limited, is an underground mine.
Okay.
Ji. And because of that underground mining, there is deformity in above the land.
हाँ.
So, Lordship, by a letter, it has been issued to them that they have to collect the sand from outside the forest area and dump there, so that land may be equal. And it was strictly prohibited that you will not use any machinery, you will not use the soil of that forest area.
Hmm. And what is the allegation?
Lordship, the allegation is that to fill this particular crack, the hard lines which are mentioned in the map, the forest department is alleging that there was a JCB which was used and there was a nala which was dug, which I'm saying.
सर उसको फिर तो क्रैश कैसे कर पाएंगे?
Lordship, may kindly so
If it was done, apart from that, with the help of JCB, and it was dug from the forest area, then how I can quash the proceedings?
Lordship, there are two aspects to these proceedings. One is there is one contention with respect to whether a public servant
Mhm.
can be prosecuted under Section 197, but I'll be taking that argument at a subsequent stage.
No problem, no problem.
Before
पहले
this,
तो आपका जो आपको लगता है कि कन्विंसिंग और बड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है उस पे आ जाइए.
yes, Your Lordship.
These machines were used for digging the forest land in order to take out the sand or loose earth, whatever it is, for the purposes of filling up those cracks. And according to Mr. Pariha, there was a specific restraint order that neither you will use any machine. Apart from that, the sand or the loose earth will be collected from the area other than the forest area. And if that digging was done in forest area, then how can I come to your rescue?
Lordship may be looking at page 46 in the file. The file contains the photograph of the area.
Sir, can I adjudicate that it falls within the forest area or non-forest area? They are saying it is a forest area. It is for them because the law says that I cannot go beyond the allegations made in the FIR. Or in other words, I can quash only if the uncontroverted allegations do not make out an offense. If they are saying that it is the forest area, you will get an opportunity to examine them during the trial.
Lordship, my short point is that the entire charge sheet is frivolous and
Maybe, sir, मैं बार बार आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ ग्राउंड्स क्या है.
indeed.
इनका कहना ये है कि in spite of a specific restraint order, चलिए यूज ऑफ मशीनरी तो चलो देखते हैं, that is not a very big issue, that you were required not to dig this earth in the forest area, but in spite of that, you did it.
No, I did not. That is my whole contention. And
क्यों नहीं किया? Whether you were not the supervisor,
no,
having any control over the affairs of the company?
Lordship, through a proper mechanism, because I was already second in command in my organization, I delegated the work to the mine manager.
तो आपने हाँ माइन मैनेजर को भेज दिया. आपका डेलीगेशन ऑफ पावर्स बता दीजिए कहाँ पे है. अगर मैं ये कहूँ फॉर एन एग्जांपल अपने स्टेनो से, तुमने तो बहस सुनी है ना, तुम ऑर्डर लिख दो. Can I say, since I had delegated my powers to my steno, so whatever he has written, he is responsible? A simple answer, sir.
But Lordship, there are at least 1,000 to 1,500 employees who.
Whatever it may be, once you are enjoying the highest post, then you must take the responsibility. Unless and until, as per the service jurisprudence or the distribution of your duties, you say that it was not your duty to supervise the thing. AC room में बैठ के आप कहें कि मेरे अंडर के लोग कुछ भी कर रहे थे, आई एम नॉट रेस्पॉन्सिबल, इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी टू होल्ड लाइक दैट. Had it been a case कि सर this is the duty chart and I am an administrative officer looking after the administrative affairs of the company, service matters of the employees, falana dhamka, I have nothing to do with the operations, then I can understand the thing. If you say I have delegated to Mr. B, तो एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल है, मैं आपसे फिर से एक एग्जांपल रिपीट करूंगा कि साहब मैं अगर आपके सामने स्टेनो जी से कहें कि तुमने भी तो बहस सुनी है ना, सो तो नहीं रहे थे ना? नहीं सर, सुन रहे थे ना? आप ऑर्डर लिख दो. Can I claim that since I had delegated my authority to the steno, therefore whatever he has written, only he is responsible? No.
If I may.
Uh-huh.
Lordship, the permit to fill the cracks was obtained from the state government. So there's a chain of documents.
Sir, please answer his query that there was a specific direction that you will not do anything in the forest area. You will collect the loose earth from the non-forest area and you will not use the machinery. Machinery part को अभी हम थोड़ा सा sideline कर देते हैं. Damaging the forest area in spite of a restraint order.
No.
Will it not be an offense? इतना बता दीजिए.
When I delegated the work.
Forget about delegated. Tell me that under the law you were competent to delegate it. तनख्वाह आपको चाहिए इसी रूम में बैठ के काम करने के लिए, मेरा फलाना आदमी जाएगा, पसीना वो बहाएगा. Yes, no difficulty. If you were legally competent to delegate your authority, then fine. अब मैं अपना वाला एग्जांपल तीसरी बार रिपीट नहीं करूंगा.
Lordship, the vicarious liability can.
I don't know. I am not supposed to decide it unless and until you make out a case that your duty was not to look into the maintenance of all these aspects, but your duty was something else. The moment you say that you have delegated, then tell me that was there any power to delegate your authority?
Just.
सर आप लॉ से चालू करेंगे तो फैक्ट्स पे आएंगे, आप फैक्ट्स से चालू करेंगे तो कहीं पर भी नहीं रहेंगे. On the contrary, this argument will be good enough to terminate you from service because now you will be admitting that you did not do anything. So please be serious about making certain observations, because in case if it is written that without any delegation, authority to delegate your power, you are simply sitting and sleeping in your AC chamber, then you may be in a doldrums so far your service jurisprudence is concerned.
Lordship, the organizational structure.
Forget about organizational structure. I am telling you about what are the duties assigned to your post. आप कहें तो आपके जनरल मैनेजर, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर सबको फंसा देते हैं. पहले आप मुझे ये बताइए कि आपकी ड्यूटीज क्या थी एज पर योर स्ट्रक्चर, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर. Were you not in charge of the maintenance?
Yes, I was.
Then that is the end of the matter. Then tell me that you can delegate.
Lordship, at page 311, this is an official document which shows that in a hierarchy, because.
Forget about the hierarchy. If a senior officer is meant for sitting in the AC room and then enjoy his status, just taking salutes and respect from the subordinates, then it is his self-proclaimed mistakes. If, sir, I will not repeat now. This is the last opportunity to you. I am not going to waste my time. Once you were liable to look after the maintenance work, in absence of any authority to delegate your work to somebody else, my prima facie finding is that you will be vicariously liable. इसलिए इससे बचने के लिए या तो आप मुझे ये बताइए, क्योंकि मेंटेनेंस पे आप इंचार्ज थे, यू हैव एडमिटेड, अब आप इतना बता दीजिए कि एज पर द सर्विस ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस यू कुड हैव सेड आई एम डेलीगेटिंग दिस पावर टू यू. शो मी द लीगल प्रोविजन, आई विल एक्सेप्ट इट. एक एग्जांपल देता हूं सर. गवर्नमेंट एडवोकेट्स हैव बीन अपॉइंटेड बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. दे हैव देयर ओन ड्यूटीज. डेलीगेशन और सब डेलीगेशन अलग अलग चीजें होती हैं. बहुत सिंपलेस्ट वे में ला रहा हूं, प्रिसाइजली डेलीगेशन के डेफिनेशन में नहीं आएगा, बट जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स. लिटिगेंट इज द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. दे हैव ऑथोराइज्ड देम टू रिप्रेजेंट द स्टेट. आप ऑथोराइज वर्ड को डेलीगेशन समझ लीजिए. अब अगर एक गवर्नमेंट एडवोकेट झूठा स्टेटमेंट देता है विदाउट एनी इंस्ट्रक्शंस, और एक झूठा स्टेटमेंट देता है ऑन द इंस्ट्रक्शंस, कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस दोनों के अलग हो जाएंगे। तो अगर आपको डेलीगेट करने, पावर डेलीगेट करने का एक जुरिस्डिक्शन है, तो मुझे आई डोंट थिंक दैट आई एम रिक्वायर्ड टू टेल व्हाट द सब डेलीगेशन इज एंड व्हाट इज द आउटकम ऑफ द सब डेलीगेशन, whether the delegate can sublet to this jurisdiction or powers. अपन इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ स्टैट्यूट्स पे आ जाएंगे सर। अब सोचोगे कहाँ क्रिमिनल में इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ स्टैट्यूट्स आ गया, पर क्यों नहीं आएगा सर? The moment you are using the word delegation, the word sub delegation will also come into picture. So either tell me that you were entitled, you were well within your rights to delegate your authority to subordinates.
I was within my right, but I have not annexed that particular document
Then
in the petition.
आप कानून बताइए सबके सबसे पहले कि आपने कहा you were well within your right. Then show me the law. Show me your service jurisprudence.
Lordship, my area of responsibility flows from my organization.
Then sir, go and face the trial.
Lordship, just one point, Lordship. At page 311, this is an official document which has been issued by the company,
Yeah.
which shows the organizational structure, that how the organization is working. If
अरे भाई मानता हूँ ना।
and also.
अच्छा मुझे ये बताइए, आपका जनरल मैनेजर सोने के लिए है क्या?
No.
अरे यार नो, अब मेरे ब्लंट क्वेश्चंस आएंगे यार। मैं बहुत सब प्यार से बात कर रहा हूँ, बट यू आर अननेसेसरली वेस्टिंग, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट आंसरिंग माय क्वेरी whether your general manager is meant to sleep.
He had the responsibility.
He had the responsibility. When the general manager had the responsibility, then you too has the responsibility.
Yes.
If you say that your general manager should also be roped in, I will give you a liberty to file an application under section 319. Merely because you are facing trial, that doesn't mean that you can't file an application under section 319. When I am putting you a simple question that pointed out from your service jurisprudence or your rules and laws governing the operation of the SCCL or coal mines, that you can delegate your authority to your subordinate. You cannot run away from your vicarious liability. आप तो मुझे पहले वो बताइए, I don't want this structural organization. आप कहें तो हम आपको लिबर्टी देते हैं, 319 पे लगा देना, जनरल मैनेजर को भी फंसा देना, और क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
No, your lordship. Lordship, ultimately the work was executed by a.
हाँ भाई साहब, वो यही प्रॉब्लम है, आप लोग एसी रूम में बैठते हैं. You people are not ready to come and go on the field. तो लेथार्जिक व्यू है ना, रखे रहिएगा. Otherwise, please, for the last time, otherwise I will start dictating the order.
No, your lordship.
Or give up this point. Whatever you want to do, you do it. Either give me that under the law or any law of, governing the operation of the mines, you had an authority to delegate your powers, and accordingly, by this letter, you had delegated it so and to so and so.
Yes.
First of all, show me your authority. Otherwise, you will be landing in a difficulty warranting your departmental inquiry. That you were doing nothing, that you were sleeping in your AC chamber by delegating your authority to somebody else. आप काम करने के लायक नहीं थे वहां पे, ये आप अपने आप को सर्टिफिकेट दे देंगे without any authority if you had done that.
Lordship.
So please be cautious about the repercussions which your client may face. अभी तो क्रिमिनल है, डिपार्टमेंटल भी आ जाएगा.
Lordship, at page 60.
पहले आप मुझे वो बताइए कि आपके law which governs the operation of the mines allows you to delegate the authority. बस इतना पहले बताइए, मैंने और कोई डॉक्यूमेंट बाद में देख लिया.
No such document has been annexed.
कोई लॉ है?
I'm not aware, Lord.
Not aware. That ठीक है, चलिए अब आगे बढ़िए. No further question in that regard.
Lordship, at page 60, there's it is my reply to one of the notices, wherein the sequence of the permission has been explained. At page 60.
आपको
Very.
I am not going to conduct a trial. आप तो मुझे ये बताइए कि वो परमिशन में whether you were permitted to collect the loose earth from the forest area or there was a restraint order.
No, so I was allowed to fill the cracks in the forest area subject to the compliance of the whatever the law is in place.
What were the conditions imposed in that? As Mr. Parihar has said that there was a specific restraint order that you will not dug any forest area.
It's correct.
Then that is the end of the matter.
Lordship, just
Now come to 197. Now come to 197. Whether an act done by a government official contrary to the specific directions can be said to be having reasonable nexus in discharge of his official duties. Contrary to the specific instructions, bold and underlined, these are the.
Lordship, I would like to refer to Ganesh Chandra Ju and all those cases.
I don't want anything, I want a simple answer. When, whether sanction under 197 CRPC is essential in all cases before the cognizance is taken, or in certain circumstances it is not required.
There has to be reasonable nexus.
Nexus. So my question was, once you were restrained from doing something, just a minute, you have admitted that there was a restraint order that you will not do anything collect anything from the forest area. If once you were specifically restrained and in spite of that, if you are doing something, can you say that it had a reasonable nexus? That is the question. Don't rely on the judgments which lay down the general law. I know the general law. Had it been a case that there was no restraint order, had it been a case that you were simply required to fill up the cracks, and by mistake the loose earth was collected from forest area, we could have understood कि यार इसमें देखते हैं क्या है. But once there was a specific restraint order against you and violation of that restraint order, can you say that it is in reasonable, it has reasonable nexus?
Assuming that the all the allegations are correct, the reason why I showed the map was that the vicinity of mining and the forest.
Sir Ji, please try to understand the scope of interference at this stage. Can I conduct a mini trial?
No.
Whether before giving a finding that it was in such a close vicinity that the bona fide mistake was possible can be given without examination and cross-examination of the witnesses. Whether something can be decided on the basis of the map relied upon by you without giving any opportunity to the opposite party to say that no, it is not like that. अब आप आ जाइए पेज 45 पे अपने मैप के ऊपर से. ये पूरे मैप में आपने स्केल कहां दिया है?
I'm sorry, Lordship.
Scale.
Lordship, the map is at page 43.
45, हाँ 43 है. सॉरी मैंने 45 गलत बोल दिया था. Scale कहाँ है?
At the bottom, this Sanket.
Scale.
That measure. This map has been prepared by the forest official. It's not.
इसलिए तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, your client is trying to mislead this court.
No, it's.
Mr. Counsel, whenever a map is prepared, a scale is also given.
This is not my document, Your Lordship.
Whatever it may be, that 1 centimeter denotes 100 meters, kilometers, 1000 kilometers. तब हम उसको देखेंगे. Whatever it is, जिसमें scale नहीं है, how can I give it that it is in close vicinity? How can I say that this land, this drain was dug at this particular place without there being any evidence?
Lordship, because in 482, I am with the presumption that whatever they have said is correct.
Yes, you are right. No, answer my query. You say that since it was in such a close vicinity that there was some maybe a bona fide mistake.
Yes.
How can I give that finding in absence of scale, in absence of the evidence? Who will decide? Who will tell me the truth? Whether you? No, sir, that witnesses. And you will get an opportunity to cross-examine the witnesses.
Understand, Lordship. Few more points. Just.
So 197 goes. Your vicarious liability, that is delegation contrary to the operational parameters, ये तीन चीजें आपके जा चुकी हैं.
Lordship, even in 197, there's a recent judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court wherein the BHEL employees who were caught taking or who were alleged to have involved in corruption, the court interpreted that yes, there may or may not be a mistake in the judgment of those officials. So the nexus has to be there because ultimately they were doing their official duties.
ठीक है ना? क्या ये judgments नहीं है कि this question can be decided after the evidence is recorded?
But ultimately,
Just tell me, sir, is it not a law that this question can be deferred? Is it not a law? 197 का scope is completely different. It prohibits the court from taking cognizance, but it depends on the nature of allegations and the extent to which you had committed some mistake, which otherwise was an offense. Unless and until I hold that it is in such a close vicinity, right? There is a possibility of a bona fide mistake. And for holding that, is it not a factual finding or it is a legal finding?
it's a question of fact.
It is a question of fact. At the most, I can keep this question open for the trial court to decide after the evidence is recorded.
Lordship, there are many glaring mistakes in the statements. They say that the JC.
Can I look into the? मैं बार-बार एक छोटा सा word use
Yes, your Lordship.
Can I conduct a mini trial? Please enlighten me on that, sir.
Lordship, under 482, your Lordship can read.
सर
read-
नहीं sorry. अभी आप वो अभिषेक वाला जजमेंट लाएंगे, मुझे मालूम है कौन सा लाने वाले
Mahmood Ali.
हैं.
Mahmood Ali.
महमूद अली और अभिषेक वाला एक ही है, मुझे मालूम है.
Lord,
मुझे मालूम है. अब बता दीजिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. अब now if you want to close every avenue of your defense, then I am ready.
no, your Lordship, because
I will read in between the lines, so please give me. Once you are inviting trouble for yourself or finding on a factual aspect, I will give it.
Lordship, there is a short note also which I prepared for your Lordship's assistance.
I don't want your short note. I have already understood the things. Give me the judgment. I must consider the surrounding circumstances. I must try to read in between the lines. I know that. इसके बाद एक अभिषेक वाला भी है सर. ये स्टेट ऑफ यूपी वाला है, अभिषेक वाला स्टेट ऑफ एमपी का है.
Lordship, I'm just trying. I have no intention to.
सर नहीं, इंटेंशन का सवाल नहीं है. सवाल इस बात का है, अगर ये सेक्शन 19 वाले वो सैंक्शन होती, वहां पे मुझे मालूम होता आई कैन नॉट डिफर दिस क्वेश्चन, राइट? बट व्हेन आई कैन डिफर दिस क्वेश्चन टू बी डिसाइडेड एट अ लेटर स्टेज, और अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि भाई आई शुड रीड इन बिटवीन द लाइन्स, आई एम रेडी टू रीड इन बिटवीन द लाइन्स. And then if the finding goes against you, then I will not write that the trial court will not look into these findings.
I oblige your Lordship. Even then, in that case, your Lordship may also refer to my note because there are so glaring mistakes in the statement.
आप मेरे भाई ये बता दीजिए, can I consider the reliability, credibility, or this has to be established by you by cross-examining the witnesses?
There is no bar. This is my short.
Word reserved for judgment.
Lordship, just.
अब आप मुझे जो देना दे दीजिए. I have give you enough time, sir.
Lordship, short note.
हाँ, दे दीजिए, short note भी दे दीजिए.
Lordship, only one last point which I want to make.
If you are going to the extent that under
No.
482 there is no bar for me, I am not going to hear you anything more.
No, your Lordship, I'm only trying to humbly put my submission.
Sir, don't waste by making submissions which are not here and there. Is it permissible under the law to give a finding of fact? That since Mr. A has said that this, Mr. B has said this, Mr. C has said this, there is an inherent discrepancy. Therefore, all the three persons are telling a lie. When I go to that extent, I can do it in appeal, but I can't do it in 482.
Lordship, I am coming from a judgment which was pronounced on 20th of March 2024. It was this is a Supreme Court 3-judge bench judgment, wherein the name of the judgment is A. Mohan versus State.
Yes.
In that judgment, in that particular case, there was a transaction between 2 to 3 people, including that particular appellant, and there was a money transaction. There was a transaction of execution of the general power of attorney. The court went into the question whether what exactly is the role of that particular appellant, and they held that no.
नेचुरल है. मैंने आपसे पहला क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा था? आपकी अथॉरिटी क्या है टू डेलीगेट योर पावर्स? आप तो एसी रूम में बैठे थे. आप तो एसी रूम में बैठे थे सर.
I understand your lordship, but even I have a
Yeah,
responsibility for the entire mines. It's not was
Forget
just-
about that. You were enjoying when you were appointed, when you were promoted. The difficulty is that with promotion, the person is not ready to take the responsibility. You should have denied promotion. मेरे से नहीं होता इतना काम सर, नहीं करूंगा. Where have you given in writing to the administration कि sir, it is not possible for me to monitor the entire area of mining?
I was monitoring.
Have you given it in writing? Sir, आप ऐसी findings बुलवाना चाहते हैं which may indicate that you were negligent in discharging your duties. It may open a floodgate for initiation of a departmental inquiry against you also. मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ ये 482 के स्कोप के ऊपर इतने डेप्थ में मत जाइए.
I understand.
क्योंकि या तो आपने इतना ही कहा है आई कैन रीड इन बिटवीन द लाइंस. आपने इतना ही कहा है आई कैन कंसीडर द रोल प्लेड बाय एवरी पर्सन. नो प्रॉब्लम. बी रेडी फॉर दैट. When there are multiple persons having played specific individual roles, then we can consider the role played by each and every person. यहाँ पे you are the supervisor, you are the in charge of the maintenance.
I understand. I
am not saying
I totally accept.
I have not said that why you are not present on the spot. My only contention is being the supervisor or in charge of the maintenance. Can you run away from the vicarious liability? That is the only question. Specifically, when the direction was that not to carry out all these things in a particular area. Please confine to that.
I understand.
अब आप इसको enlarge करेंगे, you will be inviting trouble for yourself. I am not saying anything. I am just.
No, I'm not.
Neither I'm getting irritated nor I'm getting annoyed. I am apprehensive of a fact that looking to this limited scope of jurisdiction, if I give any finding, it will spoil your trial.
I understand.
That is the difficulty.
I will take a totally different argument now.
Yes, sir.
I'm not.
Either tell me, being in charge of the maintenance of the mine, you were not vicariously liable for some criminal act.
I would have been if I would have instructed my
Once
subordinates.
a direction was given to you not to carry out all these activities in a particular area, then sitting over that direction, not giving the direction to the subordinates, कि भैया वहां मत जाना.
I have given the direction that
Prove it before the trial. That's what I'm saying. Is it a public document of which I can take judicial notice? Then I will come to the Evidence Act. I will come to the Evidence Act also, sir. If you want to go into that depth, I will deal with each and every aspect.
I will let go that argument.
That's what I'm saying. There are certain aspects, you may be right, but can I give a finding against you or in your favor?
I totally understand your lordship.
That is that if I am talking about my limited scope of interference.
I understand.
And if you are trying to enlarge it, I am getting annoyed because you are trying to invite trouble for your client.
I apologize, your lordship.
Don't apologize me. Don't apologize me. सवाल इस बात का है कि लिमिटेड स्कोप के ऊपर आपने हमसे फाइंडिंग्स ले ली. What will happen to your trial? You can understand or you also know that what is the scope of interference. Please confine it to within that scope. 197, yes, but at the same time the law is it can be deferred. It is not a necessary sanction at the time of cognizance. It can be deferred. Whether you had instructed or not, or whether you were aware or not, whether it has a reasonable nexus with discharge of your duty or not, that can be decided after the recording of evidence also.
Understand.
That's why I will keep that question open. You said you had delegated your authority to subordinate. My only question was, please tell me from the law governing the operation of mines that a so and so person by sitting in the AC chamber can delegate all his powers to the subordinates. आपके पास वो लॉ है नहीं, कोई इंस्ट्रक्शंस है नहीं। और फिर मैंने आपको एक एग्जांपल दिया था, अगर हम आपके सामने वैसा बोल दें, सब आप लोगों ने यहीं बैठ के जोर जोर से हंसने लगना है। हंसेंगे कि नहीं हंसेंगे सर? जो मैंने आपको 2 बार एग्जांपल दिया था।
Understand. I won't be pressing that point again, Your Lordship, but
अच्छा, हंसेंगे कि नहीं हंसेंगे ये तो बताइए। मुरुगन जी तो उसी समय से मुस्कुरा रहे हैं, सोच सोच के कि काश ऐसा हो जाए तो कितना मजा आए। यार मेरे को अथॉरिटी हो टू डेलीगेट, फिर हम अदरवाइज सब डेलीगेशन पे भी आ जाएंगे। इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ लॉ में डेलीगेटिव है, डेलीगेटिव कैन सब डेलीगेट, हम उस पे भी आ जाएंगे। और अगर आप कहते हो कि बिना अथॉरिटी के, बिना पावर के हमने कह दिया तेरे को जो चाहे कर दे, हाउ कैन यू रन अवे फ्रॉम योर लायबिलिटी?
I understand, Your Lordship. I'm not.
दैट इज द डिफिकल्टी।
I'm not pressing 197 anymore.
नहीं, आई विल कीप इट ओपन, आई विल नॉट क्लोज डाउन दैट। आई नो कि हम आपके साथ जैसे भी इंटरेक्शन करें, ऑर्डर में कैसे बैलेंस मेंटेन करके रखना है। आई विल कीप दैट क्वेश्चन ओपन। So far as vicarious liability is concerned, in absence of any circulars, law, rules governing the maintenance of mines, you cannot delegate your authority of supervision. I can understand your practical difficulties, but can I take note of that? That is the difficulty.
Lordship, one small thing that I do not have instructions on this aspect. So, if Your Lordship may permit, because the existence or non-existence of this document.
Sir ji, I am least concerned about your instructions. I am concerned about the arguments which are being put forward by you. And I am supposed to deal with those arguments. That is all. ये तो आपको सोचना था कि मैं डेलीगेशन का पॉइंट उठाऊंगा तो क्या क्वेश्चन आएगा। सर लॉ में तो हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था सर, डेलीगेशन और सब डेलीगेशन, एंड वेदर अ डेलीगेटी कैन सब डेलीगेट द अथॉरिटीज और ना, ये सब हम लोगों ने तो ये बेसिक चीजें पढ़ी हुई हैं। बस क्लास में अटेंटिव रहते थे तो अभी तक याद है। तो जब आज जैसे ही आप डेलीगेशन का दिमाग, आपके क्वेश्चन आपके दिमाग में आएगा, पहला क्वेश्चन ये आना चाहिए, वेयर इज द अथॉरिटी। और नहीं तो जो अगर मैं आपके सामने बोलूं, जो मैंने दो बार एग्जांपल दिया था, जग हंसाई होगी तो एक अलग बात है। वो दैट वाज अ सिंपल एग्जांपल टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट। इंस्टेड ऑफ पुटिंग ब्लेम ऑन समबडी एल्स, आई ऑलवेज टेक द ब्लंट ऑन मी कि आप, मैं अगर ऐसा करूं तो आप क्या करोगे।
With Your Lordship's permission, I would only state one line, that the organizational structure at page 311 is not a diagram which I have.
मैं कुछ नहीं कह रहा हूं सर, मैं कुछ नहीं कह रहा हूं। You wanted a finding by this court that it was in so close vicinity that the bona fide mistake was possible.
Yes, that's.
Now, whether it is a finding of fact or not, whether I am required to give the distance between your mining area and the area where the illegal digging was done, whether you had an occasion to find out whether it is a forest land or not, ये हो सकता है सर। दीवार के अंदर मेरा कोर्ट है, दीवार के बाहर वो है, और बस दीवार के 2 इंच इधर उधर की कहानी है, तो समझ में आता है। अब आप कहें कि सर वो जो मेन गेट है वहां पे ऑफेंस हुआ है, तो सर तो ये क्लोज विसिनिटी कहां से हो गई? हु विल डिसाइड सर वेदर दिस कोर्ट? और वो भी जब मेरे पास इसमें स्केल नहीं है। मे बी देयर मिस्टेक, मे बी योर मिस्टेक, आई एम नॉट ऑन दैट इशू। आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट माई लिमिटेशन। कैन आई से इन एब्सेंस ऑफ स्केल, since this digging was done at a particular place, therefore it was hardly few meters away from the mining area?
It is mentioned in one of the statements which has been rendered by the forest official. They are saying कि ये 100 मीटर दूर था मेन रोड से।
100
It
मीटर,
was a public welfare.
100 मीटर दूर मेन रोड से, माइनिंग एरिया से नहीं।
Even the length of the जो एलिगेशन है
भी-
that has also been mentioned in
कुछ भी हो, आपने एक भी पंजा मार दिया जेसीबी का,
Lordship, under Section 74 of the Indian Forest Act, it says that a bona fide act.
मुझे बताइए कि बोना फाइड वेदर इट इज डिस्प्यूटेड क्वेश्चन ऑफ फैक्ट और नॉट.
Lordship, I am coming. I'm the reason I have approached this honorable court is on the presumption that whatever has been stated.
Sir, you have to.
Is yes.
You have to, because that is the law. Don't show any favor to the court or to the state that you are treating their allegations as gospel truth. That is the law, sir.
So अगर मैं वो मान
अगर आपने कहते हैं कि साहब मेरा ये जो एरिया था मेन रोड से 100 मीटर दूर था, तो साहब स्कूल में 100 मीटर दौड़ने में भी बच्चों की सांस फूल जाती थी.
सर लेकिन ये एरिया
अच्छा, आप दौड़ के बताओ फिर 100 मीटर में आपकी सांस, आपकी हार्ट बीट देखते हैं कितनी तेज होती है. 100 मीटर इट इज अ बिग डिस्टेंस, सर.
आई अंडरस्टैंड लॉर्डशिप, बट वहां पे एक तो 300 से 600 माइन वर्कर्स होते हैं
सर मुझे नहीं मालूम है, सर मुझे नहीं मालूम है. या तो आप मुझे ये बता दीजिए कि साहब ये ऑफेंस नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं चाहे ये करूं, मैं चाहे वो करूं. Since I am holding a senior post, therefore I am exempted.
No, lordship, that has not
और,
been the.
और अगर आप ये कहें कि सर 300 माइनस थे, वो भी इक्वली रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, 319 में एप्लीकेशन लगा दीजिएगा. आपको लगता है जनरल मैनेजर इज इक्वली रिस्पॉन्सिबल, 319 की एप्लीकेशन लगा दीजिएगा. क्योंकि एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन, सपोज इफ सम मोर पर्सन माइट हैव कमिटेड एन ऑफेंस, इफ ही इज नॉट मेड एन अक्यूज, देन वेदर द प्रोसिक्यूशन कैन बी क्वेश्चन्ड. सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन.
लॉर्डशिप,
आपसे ये आपके खिलाफ एलिगेशन नहीं कि आप वहां पे डिगिंग कर रहे थे. You are in a supervisory power. It was being done under your supervision. That is all. आपको लगता है आपका जीएम भी रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, being the head of the institution? फाइल एन एप्लीकेशन 319 में लिबर्टी दे दूंगा, उसमें क्या है? अरे मैं लिबर्टी दे दूंगा ना. आप बार बार वो स्ट्रक्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर की बात कर रहे हो.
आई वांट टू प्रेस समथिंग. मैं अभी कुछ एक नया पॉइंट सर बोलना चाहता हूँ. एट पेज 304 सेक्शन 26 1H इज देयर.
प्लीज रुक, मुझे निकाल लेने दीजिए.
एट पेज 304.
जी सर, क्या है उसमें?
सेक्शन 26 of the Indian Forest Act.
जी सर.
If I'll start reading from A, मुझ पे जो लगाया गया है that is H. But before that, the section 26 says the acts prohibited in such forest, any person who makes any fresh clearing prohibited by section so and so, sets fire to a reserved forest or in
अरे clears or break up any land for cultivation or any other purpose. Any other purpose में तो आएगा ही.
Yes, but all these actions have to be read with some kind of malified intent. Kindly see what kind of intent I could.
सर आप चाहे मैंसरिया बोले, चाहे बोनाफाइड बोले, मतलब मैं अच्छे से जानता हूँ. तो आप एक ही वर्ड को घुमा के दूसरा वर्ड लेके आएंगे, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू कन्विंस मी.
I understand.
तो
Lordship,
वो आप बोनाफाइड करें और चाहे मैंसरिया करें, दैट इज वन एंड द सेम थिंग.
Lordship, last point. That if a Lordship has this short note of two.
यस यस यस
At point number 3, Your Lordship,
यस.
in the chart sheet, what they have mentioned is that a JCB has been used and a nala has been.
Forget about JCB. आई एम नॉट ऑन दैट JCB. JCB यूज कर ली है तो ठीक है.
Lord,
पहले तो
allow me only a minute. They have annexed 3 photographs in the chart sheet A, B, C. The first photograph has a geotagging which shows that this is the area. The photograph where the JCB is there is no geotagging. I understand it is a question of fact, but I'm just.
जब आपको पता है तो फिर क्यों आप unnecessarily सब बाकी लोगों को वेट करा रहे हैं?
Lordship, one.
And because you want to convince your client के that मैंने बहुत effort किया है at the cost of the timings of your colleagues, then you can do it. मुझे तो 4:30 तक बैठना ही है. You may go on. No difficulty, sir.
Lordship, only last.
Once you know that it is a disputed question of fact, and I cannot go to that extent, you may consume my hold, sir. I'm this bothered.
Lordship, last 30 seconds, if with your Lordship's permission. At point number 3, there's a table. That table has recorded all the major spot Panchnama observations and the Panchnama and whatever the forest officials have stated. I have summarized those particulars in the middle column. I have translated from Hindi to English. And consistently they have said that we have not seen any JCB.
मैंने कोई
But in
मैंने
the-
कोई व्हीकल की बात कर रहा हूँ क्या?
But in the charge sheet, they have said that the machine has been used. So,
It is
contrary,
a matter of evidence. It is a matter of evidence. Hard reserve for judgment. You want a detailed judgment? Choice is yours, sir. If a client wants to go to the Supreme Court,
I'll go with a detailed judgment, Your Lordship.
Fine.
If Your Lordship may permit that, there are few cases which are cited in this
आपके
note.
वो मैं सब साइड करूंगा.
I can, okay.
हाँ वो दे दीजिएगा. If your client is intending to challenge my order, तो ठीक है. I will consider each and every aspect and deal with in my own way. आप तो लिख भी देंगे कि भाई clear warning was given कि that my findings may prejudice your case. चल
Lordship, these are
दे
the
दीजिएगा.
cases I have mentioned.
वो जजमेंट ले.
Grateful, Your Lordship.
थैंक यू सर.
एक बजे रुकना।
1 बजे रूपा साहब का था. सिंह साहब आपका कौन सा केस है?
Serial number 4, my lord, Mr. Pathak.
अच्छा वही वाला है. तो अच्छा हुआ. रूपा साहब एक इनका ले लें फिर उसके बाद ले लें. 4 नंबर ले लें. What is the order, sir? इसमें क्या नोटिस सर्व हुए हैं क्या? बाकी दो को?
Sir, we don't have any.
Hmm?
One of the persons has expired, my lord. So 2 persons to whom the notices were served. One has met with an accident.
When he met with an accident, sir?
15th of April. Okay. I'll just, my lord, that was on 15th of April. This is the information that we have, my lord. This is Mr. Dharmesh Chaturvedi.
अच्छा, and what about the another one? दिखाना जरा.
Appearance.
नहीं सर उसकी तो रिपोर्ट आएगी ना सर.
31.
अगर सर्विस के बाद डेथ हुई है तो वो फिर हम उसकी डेथ रिपोर्ट बुलवा लेंगे सर. और अगर पहली रिपोर्ट आ गई कि he has expired,
Notices were issued on 21st
the
of
report has
March.
been received and sealed along with the covering envelope. तो ये सील्ड एनवेलप में आया है. नहीं वो तो
सर
वो है दूसरी
handwriting expert का.
सर्विस रिपोर्ट कहाँ है? मुझे दिखा दो ना यार.
I'll search for it.
मैं देख लेता हूँ सर. R1 is reported dead. एक सेकंड अब रिपोर्ट क्या है? अपने हाईकोर्ट में फ्लैग वगैरह क्या बाबुओं को नहीं मिलते हैं क्या? R1 is dead. R1
आप
क्या?
जब रेस्टोरेशन के लिए बुक का बोलते हैं ना फ्लैग्स का
नहीं तो हम बाबू को थोड़े दिलाएंगे बुक आप लोगों के लिए.